Okay, Aquarius, this is your love and relationship reading in March. But this has had zero chill, this relationship, right? The Tower card is telling me that you're very aware of all the chaos, all the ups and downs, all the upheaval. It may even have been a while that it's been like this, that there's just been zero chill. But don't worry, we seem to be getting there by the end of this reading, the Temperance card, where it appears you're headed towards something with greater flow, harmony, greater sense of intimacy, a greater sense of understanding, and the, rockiness and the rocky patch of the Tower and the upheaval and maybe the disturbances in this relationship do seem to be leveling out and reaching some sort of a greater understanding, greater peace. But at the moment, it seems like Page of Swords, you have something to say, the middle card in this reading, and we will pull more, look at these cards together and clear them up. But you have something important to say, and you're not really wanting to waste any more time. It looks like you're about to do it, say it immediately, and this may even take the other person you're dealing with by surprise because, well, maybe they're just not expecting that, and they sort of see that resulting in like things falling around, the plans that you best laid plans and all that, and you maybe have had plans with this person, but now you're about to say something that will maybe change things for them. The Seven of Cups. Recently, this has been kind of messy emotionally. It's almost like there's a desire to recreate the past, Six of Cups, but every time you try to do that, the Seven of Cups, it's almost like you kid yourself, or you're aware that you're just basically, just trying to recreate the past and like not really being present, and you're kind of kidding yourself into some sort of an illusion. But it seems now you're breaking free of the illusion. So the rose-colored glasses around this relationship are off. The Tower, right now you're aware of how things are starting to transpire, even maybe fall apart, but that doesn't shake you from needing to say what you have to say and expressing yourself. It looks like you're about to do it immediately. The Magician card here as well is telling me that you haven't been completely honest with the person that you've been with, perhaps, Aquarius, where Magician has been working more privately about what they're doing and what they're working on and how they get away with what they get away with. And there is a little bit more illusion and deception here with the Seven of Cups and the Magician card. So just being aware of those energies perhaps right now. If this reading resonates, Aquarius, we're going to shuffle right after this. Well, I'm going to shuffle right after this and pull cards and look at it from the situation, from the person you're dealing with. The Hanged Man. Okay, so the Hanged Man, looks like before we get to Temperance, some really deep consideration needs to happen, and it's almost like you need to reach some sort of a breakthrough in understanding around each other and this relationship. So we'll clear it all up. I still sense trying to recreate the past, but that the past is very valid, and your friendship and your history, that's all valid. It seems like you've kind of momentarily disconnected with your person. They seem to be pretty withdrawn. They're coming through as the Four of Swords, so it looks like they have taken a step back for whatever reason. This could be stressing you out. Nine of Swords. Look, both of these cards, lying here, swords above, a lot on the mind, a lot to be considering, a lot to think about, and you're jumping to worst case scenarios, especially if there is a distance now between you and your person. But look, the Temperance card is a very positive outcome for all of this. So why don't we look at these cards together now, Aquarius, and pull some more to clear them up? Well, Aquarius, I'm sensing that this has been pretty chaotic in the relationship, right? What you have to say, you just really pray and wish that this is received and this understanding is broken through for them, because the Hanged Man is kind of saying that a new perspective has to be reached here. So you've got a lot weighing on what it is that you want to communicate with this person. It seems like taking a chance on being physical together seems risky for you or something. It even seems risky for you to go back towards the past for some reason. The person you're dealing with is very shook still about what happened in the Tower. They're still processing. They're really not at one with that yet. The Magician and the Nine of Swords, Is there a possibility, Aquarius, that you are stressed, worried, even placing any shame or guilt and blame on yourself about something that you have done? Or are you stressing out, hoping that the person you're dealing with doesn't figure out what Magician card energy, what has been going on kind of behind the scenes? But look, the confusion of the past and this overwhelm does look like it's headed towards some more clarity and like understanding. So let's figure out how we're getting there. And if this resonates, this reading, remember, Aquarius, I'm going to have an extended reading linked in the description box below, and that's going to look at the situation from the perspective of the person that you're dealing with. So the Page of Swords, what is it that you want to communicate? You have something you want to say. It seems pretty important because how you deliver it, the understanding needs to sink in, you feel like, with this other person. So it could be really important to you how you communicate this. The Three of Swords in reverse. So you want to be delicate, right? For some of you, now this is just a general reading, it won't apply to all. For some of you, you are about to let somebody down, that you are not going to be continuing on this journey with them. Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And even though this may sting, you believe for them, it's just the right thing for you to do at this time. But for those who are still together with this person, aren't planning on, moving on their own journey, the Three of Swords in reverse will be this kind of a conversation that looks like, oh, it's not as bad as, well, at least it's not, kind of things like that. So, I don't know, you don't want to minimize anybody else's pain, Aquarius, and minimize anybody else's feelings here. The Three of Swords in reverse tells me that, yes, the sadness or sorrow or even betrayal or hurt around the situation, the Tower, the chaos, the more sort of sense of upheaval in the relationship, it shouldn't be minimized. Even though Three of Swords in reverse, it looks like the worst is over in that regard around that. And if this is somebody that's considering breaking up or moving on or separating at this time, then it would look like once you have made the decision and you're happy with it, then the worst again is over on some level. The Ace of Wands, but you want to act now and you want to act fast. For some of you, another general message kind of coming through here, somebody from the past has captured your eye and your attraction at this time, Aquarius. The Four of Wands. Okay, so you want to act quickly. You want to, if you live with this person, it's like crucial that it happens now because the living situation is kind of all off. There could be somebody from work or your company or career that's kind of caught your eye, actually, Aquarius. For some of the Aquarians out there, you really need to, well, you feel you have this urgency to quickly wrap up the situation, the chaos and the crisis that you're currently going through in this relationship so that you can get the ball rolling on, be it the procreation, the family planning, the home, the mortgage, all of these things, these bigger steps, the wedding, the celebration. It's almost like you're like, let's gloss over this, or not even gloss over it as in sweeping it over the rug, but let's move it on so that we can get to where perhaps you visualize yourself being or wanting to be. But maybe it won't be so easy, especially if this person is still shook, and especially, Aquarius, if some of you are kind of like maybe hiding something at the moment too, and carrying any kind of a guilty conscience. That can be very difficult. So the Tower, there's some sort of sudden or sort of shock upheaval that's kind of around the relationship now. What does this look like for the sign Aquarius? Of course, this could just look like, the relationship changing, secrets being revealed, the Ten of Pentacles, but in reverse with the Moon card at the bottom of the deck. So the timing of this upheaval has been very interesting, hasn't it? Because it had been just after a point of satisfaction and completion and complete prosperity. Then everything got turned on its head, and all of these unknowns and kind of like scary elements started coming up. The Moon card can be scary because it's spiraling in uncertainty, and we're kind of like trying to find something steady to put our feet on and to just find our center, and we can't because the other person isn't sure and you're not sure, and that can be just kind of chaotic energy reinforced. Okay, so right now it had come after a time where things had been very solid, and you had just started to see a really strong sense of commitment between the pair of you, or as much as you'd seen for a while, and then things changed. So for some, this will result in, you know, things change so drastically that the Ten of Pentacles situation in reverse was the family home severing, if you were in business together, that liquidating, or even like a longer term 10-year partnership coming to an end. For others, it has been just that the relationship, you still are persevering with it through this sort of upheaval at this time, knowing though on some level that there's a bit of building back to something that you once had, and a bit of restoration, a bit of even renovation. Like I'm seeing, maybe is there something going on with your home and living situation, renovating, restoration, but that could be coming up in your relationship themes too. So the Magician and the subconscious, are you keeping something there? Aquarius, are you keeping something tucked away behind, you know, your Magician's smoke screen, tucked down, smoke and mirrors in the subconscious mind? The Six of Wands. Any selfish desires or motivations, anything that, you know, you may be keeping hidden about, you know, what you think other people think about this relationship, how much you care about that, how much it's important to you to be externally validated. Maybe the person you're with right now isn't really giving you the external validation that you're looking for, and for some, you may be seeking that elsewhere. Or internal validation, really any type of validation, is the Six of Wands, of course. And the Seven of Cups. So recently the kind of messiness around this emotional situation has really been revealed, and you're seeing it for what it is now. And yeah, I mean, you're thinking it's a little unhealthy, a little insecure maybe. The Two of Pentacles, you're kind of been weighing this up, and, you know, Moon card again at the bottom of the deck, like, can I keep going through these phases and Moon card cycles of like 1 minute we feel secure, the next it's unknown. You're constantly weighing up these pros and cons, it seems, and back and forward. So the Hanged Man, you're really yearning for some sort of a breakthrough and understanding now. This Moon card just flying out again, like, we can't go back here, and this is a fear to be going back into another unknown, like, well, are we going to work out? As, you know, should I leave this person? Would I be happier with somebody else? Could my person be happier with somebody else? All very fearful energies coming up in the relationship, and for what, you can't go back there. So for whatever reason, there needs to be a breakthrough, and the Hanged Man is like suggesting that deeper understanding and clarity and perspective is coming, but it won't be without a real surrender. The King of Coins, okay. The Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this is this is really saying like your security and stability with this person is being tested, this kind of test of faith, this test of commitment and things like that. It seems like, you know, both of you have to show up and really, you know, show that you're committed, or show that you still care about this relationship if you want it to be salvaged, that is. For others, this is coming through as a perspective of what can be still possible if there was like a separation, that the Ace of Cups comes through reminding you that there is always something possible. I have another Ace of Cups just looking at me at the bottom of the deck on another deck I have just sitting here, but that this is all still possible for you. The King of Coins. Some of you will be reaching a breakthrough around something that seems long-term, it seems. So the Six of Cups. You have this urge at the moment to indulge, I should say, in the past, and indulge in all those good times, and kind of you're geared towards typically just remembering the good times at this particular stage. But let's have a look at what's coming through with the Six of Cups. The Empress. Well, they do seem like they were very good times, very fulfilling, extremely satisfying and abundant, and you felt like this was such an accomplishment for you, and to just even embrace all this love, and it was really good. There is something to indicate, of course, that this is still attainable on some level, the Empress, but you've got to really dig deep, Aquarius, and figure out whether you're not just painting some sort of an idealistic picture of years gone by and, you know, trying to recreate that now, or is this still presently super abundant? Is it still breaking through all the time with new discoveries about each other and birthing new into the relationship and growing together and holding space for the other as the other person grows? Or like this World card, these chains around the people, is this relationship limiting your growth? And is the other person threatened by your growth and projecting their fears of losing you onto you in the form of criticism or even belittling you? That could go both ways, you know. But before we will clear up this card, I'm seeing this person being quite shook by things still. So maybe they're still kind of coming to terms with a recent breakup. Or perhaps, you know, they are just shocked by all of the kind of upheaval that's been going on and some drama in the relationship. But we will go a lot deeper into that person's perspective as we read in the extended, and that's linked in the description box. The Four of Swords. They're processing, okay? The Two of Wands. For some, they're kind of processing the drama of the Five of Wands. Sure, they're like understanding a little more now, but they're still feeling pretty flighty. They're still not feeling stable or safe or regulated here. They could get up and go at any minute, they're feeling, or they could just kind of like, it's like that fight flight kind of response. They just feel like they could go into sort of flight mode, I think, or else just really freeze up. So they're maybe just not ready yet. They haven't really reflected enough, and their nervous system could be still a little unregulated and running on overdrive. But Aquarius, it seems like you're worried about something, maybe something coming out, I think, or your person understanding something or figuring something out about who you are, or the decisions you've made. And that's coming through with the Eight of Pentacles, I should say. It does seem like the work you've been doing is notable to your person, and most importantly to yourself. What you've been working on, and maybe even this great work, is just yourself. But that's very noticeable to the person that you're with, and it's most importantly noticeable to you. So don't beat yourself up too much, I'm thinking. The Nine of Swords can be a lot of like the monkey mind anxiety, generating. Our brain is so powerful, isn't it, to generate all of these circumstances that likely may not happen, or not all will happen. And you've been really working on kind of containing this and not letting guilt and shame linger too long in the relationship, forgiving yourself and the person you're with more gracefully. So the Temperance card. Okay, so we are striving for peace and harmony, be that with the person you're with, or if this reading was more so for somebody who's recently broken up with the person they've been dealing with. Where are you headed for? Temperance, either way, that's beautiful. The Chariot, and full force ahead, why not? Like, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius at the moment, Aquarius, this is seeming like this can go to the next level and will pretty quickly go to the next level, I'm sensing. If you're dealing with a Taurus, there's really something about worth and self-worth that needs to come through here for you, and that you get to see the truth of the situation and how this makes you feel. But for this Chariot card, this can go to the next level. It has to go to the next level peacefully. So we're striving for more peace in the next chapter of the relationship so that it can progress and go to the next level. Okay, Aquarius, I'm going to shuffle now and read from the perspective of the person you're dealing with. If this is all you're watching, thank you, and consider subscribing. Bye.